Hello everyone, my name is Kecheng from Shandong University. My talk is titled Interactive Context-Preserving Color Highlighting for Multiclass Scatterplots. This is the agenda. Multiclass scatterplots are often used to encode categorical data. In many cases, colors are used to highlight selected points, such as these two examples from Vega and Tableau. However, current highlighting methods often lead to unwanted problems. As shown in Vega's example, the alpha blending makes the distribution hard to distinguish, and the context information is totally lost. Given a multi-class scatterplot, colorization is the first step, such as using Tableau with default assignments. Then we can apply different interactive highlighting methods to emphasize or de-emphasize the data points. Canonical highlighting means the user applies gray color to the de-emphasized points, making the context information totally lost. Using palette to colorize the scatterplots improves the class separability for static visualization. However, adjusting the lightness of the corresponding color makes the two greens become the same. With the alpha blending method, the green class is hard to distinguish due to the color mixing effect. Using Tableau with optimal assignment makes the static visualization has good class separability, but Tableau highlighter still degrades the separability of the local context. So a method that involves color creation to automatically generate palettes for both static visualization and interactive exploration is necessary. To achieve this goal, we proposed a fully automated approach that creates and assigns color palettes for context-preserving highlighting. In other words, we want the user to be able to highlight desired points while maintaining the visibility of everything else in the visualization. Here comes our approach. Let me first formulate our problem. Given a dataset X of M classes with a background color C0, our goal is to find two contrastive color mapping schemes, which achieve the desired pop-out effect for data subsets, while maintaining good perceptual separability for all points, and ensuring color name consistency between the corresponding colors, with respect to a carefully designed scoring function. We design our method based on both data space and color space. Data space contains a geometry-based class separation measure, while the color space is based on the CIE color difference and color name distance. We use them to quantitatively incorporate point distinctness, background contrast, and name difference, as well as color consistency into our objective function. To find the best palette in the infinite color space, we use a customized simulated annealing algorithm to rapidly generate a good result. Now let me introduce these factors. Point distinctness is based on color distinctness and spatial distinctness. It measures the separation between neighboring points from different classes based on the alpha-shaped graph. As shown on the right, different mark size influences the perception of the color difference a lot. To elevate this problem, we incorporate CFAS model to modulate the minimum color difference during the optimization. Background contrast for each class is composed of position-based class separability and luminance difference to the background color. Note that we minus the background contrast of the font palette in the scoring function to minimize the contrast to the background color. With this term, our model is able to adapt to different backgrounds. Color consistency is used to measure colors are perceived similarly for highlighted and de-emphasized states. To achieve this goal, we maintain the hue and saturation of the pair of colors and minimize the name difference between them. As shown in the figure, without the name similarity, there are 4 pink colors in the font palette. Incorporating name similarity not only yields contrastive palettes with highly similar color names, but also enlarges name differences in each palette. With these factors, the simulated annealing algorithm can quickly find a reasonable lightness value and finally converges at a satisfied result. Now let's go to the evaluation part. We wanted to know how effective our context-preserving highlighting method is for different tasks in both static visualization and interactive exploration. So we conducted a controlled user study on a Mechanical Turk involving 150 participants. We tested out our method on 2 visualization scenarios, 4 types of tasks, and compared it with 3 state-of-the-art colorization methods and 4 color highlighting methods. We evaluate our method for both static visualization and interactive exploration. The static visualization experiment has one counting class number task. We ask the users to answer how many classes were present in the given scatterplot, and let them choose the answer from several options. We computed the relative error as the proportion of the total number of classes. The interactive exploration experiment has 3 tasks, 1 highlighting task and 2 context-preserving tasks. The highlighting task asks users to point out which class is being emphasized. The 2 context-preserving tasks included the matching task and selecting task. As for the matching task, we asked participants to select the cluster from the scatterplot whose color most closely matches the given color. While for the selecting task, we asked them to select all colors from the palette that appear within a randomly placed circle. We included different methods and hypotheses in these 2 experiments. For the static visualization, we included 4 different methods: palette, tableau with default assignments or optimal assignments, and our method for static. We hypothesized that our palette generation method for static visualization is comparable to the benchmark conditions in the counting task. As for the interactive exploration experiments, corresponding to the methods used in the static experiments, we included 5 different methods. We hypothesized that, first, our palette generation method for interactive exploration is comparable to the best benchmark conditions in the highlighting task. And second, our method outperforms the benchmark conditions in the 2 context-preserving tasks. The results of the counting task shows no significant difference between our method and the benchmark methods for both error rate and response time. Indicates that, in terms of discrimination tasks, our palette generation method for static visualization is comparable to the benchmark conditions. The first hypothesis is confirmed. As for the highlighting task, our palette generation method for interactive exploration is comparable to the best benchmark conditions, and is consistently better than lightness adjustment, alpha blending, and tableau highlighter with default assignment. In terms of the 2 context-preserving tasks, the study results show that our palette generation method for interactive exploration outperforms the benchmark conditions and achieves the best performance on the selecting task. Recall the high-level question we had for the evaluation. From the user study, we found that our context-preserving color highlight method as a fully automated approach generates color palettes for static visualizations that are comparable with the state-of-the-art methods in the global discriminability task. For interactive exploration, compared with existing highlighting methods, our generate contrastive color mapping schemes are comparable with the highlighting effects and outperforms the state-of-the-art approaches in the context-preserving tasks. We also developed an interactive example to help users understand our approach, and now it's available online. Users can interactively select points to highlight and compare the results from different highlighting methods. In conclusion, we proposed an interactive context-preserving approach for generating stable color palettes for multiclass visualizations, which supports an interactive emphasis on data paths while maintaining overall class discriminability and relative color consistency. Then, we quantitatively evaluate the resulting contrastive color palettes for scatterplots from an online user study. We further developed a demo system for demonstrating the practical applicability of our method. More details can be found in our paper. The system and data are available to use. Thank you for listening.